Welcome to the Frankly Frog Putting Studio. I'm here with Frank Thomas, who's going to answer all your golf equipment questions.
Not all of them.
Well, some of them at least. How about this one, Frank? This was a question from Brian. He's just purchased a new non-conforming shredder wedge with very aggressive grooves, and he wanted your opinion on whether he should play with this club.
Well, Brian, you can play with any club you want. You don't go to jail for violating the rules. No, I think what you're experiencing, Brian, is a problem that we have with the USGA recently. They've made some rules changes and they're not telling us why, they're not defining the problem, and they're not being transparent about whether or not this rules change is actually going to be beneficial to the game. And so we're starting to lose respect for the rule, and as soon as you start losing respect for the rule, the USGA starts losing the authority to govern the game. Now, there's no reason why you can't play by the Brian rules. However, you have to convey those rules to your friends and to their friends and anybody else who comes in and plays. And I say, why not use an existing set that are over 300 years old? Yeah. So I would suggest rather that you instead of playing by your own set of rules, write to the USGA, let them know what your concern is, and say, we want transparency, we want people to go ahead and be aware of what the rules are, recognize the justification for making the change, and then we'll abide by them. But if you're not going to give us that information, then people are going to start defecting, and that's not good for the game of golf.
No, that's true. You don't feel strongly about this, Frank, do you?
Not very strongly at all.
Next up, we had a really good question from Kit. Now, this is a very important question because a beer rests on this question.
Or a case of beer.
Well, who knows? Either way, I'm sure Kit's going to have a good time, because the question was, are there any specific rules regarding the markings on iron clubs for the top line when you look down?
Kit, you can start celebrating right now. You've won the beer. There are no specific restrictions on markings on the face of a club as long as it doesn't influence the movement of the ball, specifically with regard to the markings. So here is an example. If you can see, I have marked on this club face a little square, and you can have decorative markings on the center of the club face indicating where the sweet spot is. So there aren't any restrictions about the indication of the sweet spot, or you're going to even have a top line or mark on the top of the club. So you win your bet, Kit, and enjoy the beer.
That's great. Well, listen, thanks, Frank, for that, and we'll be back next week. Thank you for tuning in, as always, and please just give us your feedback by clicking the link below. We love to hear from you.
Thanks again. Bye.